we always go for looks first because obviously we don't know the mind or who she is or what she's about. So if she's attracted to us, then we'll approach her and go from there. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, and it depends on the guy. Sometimes he just won't care. If she's pretty enough, he'll just deal with it, whatever what the personalities are, if they're what's the word I'm searching for, compatible, something like that. So I don't know. Men are pretty logical at the beginning. I think emotions start to come in a little later.
Well, do you think that's because men are afraid of being emotionally vulnerable?
No, I think it's actually a biology thing. It comes with the filter. Everybody has depending on genders, women and men have two different filters. So when it comes to decision making or it comes to life, women have an emotional filter first. How do I feel about this? How does it make me feel?
Mm-hmm.
So on and so forth. And then men are logical. So they're more like, how can I fix this? Or is this sort?
Mm-hmm.
So
that sounds like that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Have you read that?
I've never read that.
That's basically what the whole book is about.
Is it?
Are we starting?
Oh,
I thought this was part of it. Oh, guys.
No. Damn it, no.
Yeah.
I'm not. Damn it.
Are you ready? Or?
Yeah. Shit. All right. I'll start recording here.
I have so many opinions based off of what you just said, Andre.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is Dante checking in live on so many live streams right now. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know how this is going to turn out because it's got so much stuff going on. But if you guys are tuning on YouTube, thank you. Or on, Instagram. What else? Snapchat. What else are we using?
Facebook Live.
All right. So we're on everything. So this is a good opportunity to let you guys know that this possibly might be our because we're gonna jump into
I
season.
thought the last one was the season.
No, man.
You're confusing people here.
Listen. No. That's not what it is. Okay, so let me let you guys know that this probably might be a season finale. Okay, this is two parts to it. So I got Kiki here. I had to let everyone know she's quick to say hello to everyone. So yeah, all right, and myself, and we got two speakers on here. I am privileged to have them on. And it's gonna be amazing because we got new equipment.
Introduce her. Say her name.
Oh.
It happened.
Well, she is a fellow podcaster.
Yeah.
And
can I just take it away?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Just
I'm Anne Shirley. I have a podcast called Unfriendly Black Hottie. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
And then.
This is my second time here. This is Mondre. I don't have a podcast, so I'm just here to answer questions and give my feedback.
All right.
Nice.
There you go. Feedbacks are good. But yeah, so man, it threw me off, man. Now I'm like so discombobulated now. All right.
That's what happens when we wing it.
All right. All right. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so man, he wasn't. Damn it, Mondre. But yeah. So just to let you guys know, we actually just launched. If you guys have watched us on our Instagram, we have launched our website, whydaypodcast.com. All this content is going to be on there. Everything's compressed in one. We have Spotify.
Nice.
Podcast on Apple.
Nice.
We have Google Play Pass. I'm sorry that you guys have listened to a whole bunch of stuff happening, whole bunch of pings, whole bunch of craziness happening outside. So we're stepping up a little bit. So I'm definitely proud to have that moment for me. So, and we're gonna get into this episode. Okay, so this is we have actually done 4 people before. This is what the hell? That's so weird. Anyways, so this is going to be about dating myths. I know we put it on our content on our IG. If you guys are following us on our IG, it's on there. And we're going to talk about dating myths because there's so many out there, and a lot of it's gender related. Some of it's just generation related too as well. And we actually created some notes here. I put it up on my phone because I'm not on IG right now. I'm out on live stream. But just so you guys know, and let me post one of them up that you guys will feel that it's good to talk about. All right. It's gonna be funny. Thoughts on, especially my man Alpha Monk on here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with him because he had a lot to say about this. It's men first and then women. We're gonna go into it. This is gonna be a gender-related
You just
myth.
Started something, man. Why you-
Yeah, you did.
Why you say-
What?
Go ahead,
I did.
go ahead, go ahead.
You know what?
That's
Screw
funny.
it, right? Uh, so the gender myth that we've heard, it's been going around that we've talked about. And it's very controversial at times. It is, do you? Was it? Do men typically date women that are dating women that make significantly more money than you?
Do men are
Just in general,
Do you feel intimidated?
do you
by
feel
women?
intimidated by
they make
women?
more money than
Yeah,
me?
they
Yeah.
make more money. Than
No, not at all.
Be honest.
No, I'm honest. Yeah. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. Like, if she cares about money, then it would be an issue. And if I was insecure about money, then it would be an issue. But my insecurities don't really stem to money because money can come and go. It's like she can have a good job and make a lot more money than me. And then one day that, that business can fall through, she could get fired, she could lose her job somehow, and then she won't have that money. So everything always changes, interchangeable. So to be intimidated by something so fragile and materialistic, to me, is kind of, it's not worth it, because she didn't have that job all the time,
Yeah.
so it's like you have to get deeper than that, so I don't get intimidated by money when it comes to women.
Would you feel emasculated if she was the one who was the provider? She was the one who was always like paying for you, like paying for every dinner.
I've dated rich girls before, and they like doing that. And I'm from the country, so we were always taught to pay for the first 2 meals, first 2 dates or whatever. Always open the doors, stuff like that. But it's a two-way thing. So I hear a lot of women, I'm gonna just go off the side of the road. I hear a lot of women say, yeah, he used to open the doors for me, he used to pull out chairs for me, and then he just stopped. And I remember Steve Harvey saying the same thing. Is like, you have to remind him. When he stops, you tell him to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Because guys get lazy. Once we get you, we know we have you. So most guys start to get lazy. But as far as your question goes, not really. I would probably just start paying out of my, I just wouldn't let her keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't make me intimidate or emasculate or anything like that. I would just like, let me pay sometimes, or we would have a conversation about it. I wouldn't get upset or be like, damn, why is she always paying? That's kind of weird. So I would just, she paid one day, then I would just make sure I would get there to the cash register before her, or I would just equal it out. Like if she paid for the whole date, then I would go buy her something next day. Wouldn't tell her, just surprise her with it. So I would try to balance it out. I wouldn't just let her like continue to pay. Because at one point she's gonna feel like I'm taking advantage.
Sure.
And you could start taking advantage without knowing subconsciously.
Sure.
You just like, oh, well, she'll do it, so I don't have to bring my wallet today.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do that. So that's how I usually go.
It's good.
Okay, for a woman's perspective now.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys feel about that? What's your guys' thoughts on this? If it's a myth or is it just what's up? You got. I know you're.
I disagree. I do think men in general are intimidated by women who make more money than them. If you look statistically, through marriages, it's generally men are more educated. They're the ones who make the more money. And I think it's because I think in today's society, men still want to feel like men. They still want to feel valued. They still want to feel like they have a role in those relationships. And I feel like if women make more money, it's kind of like emasculating. It challenges their identity as men. So for me, example, I work in the tech industry, and there's this assumption that I make more money than the men I date. And it's been kind of like a point of contention unless they're in a more powerful position than me. Like if they're engineers, for example, they're more okay with dating someone who isn't as like not quite on their level. And I really think it's a gender issue, if that makes sense. So I don't know. From my perspective, I think men are a bit intimidated by women who make more money than them. And I also think that while things are changing in society, I still think it's really important in our relationships to feel like we know what our roles are. And if women, so to speak, are the ones who are making more money, that desire to feel like a man is going to be expressed in different ways. Like maybe not economically, but he's going to want to feel like a man, like maybe by fixing a lot of things, for example, or I don't know. But there's still that like tension on to feel like his role matters in the relationship. So
I guess it depends on if he's self-aware or not. I wouldn't say general because it's hard to say when you say something general, then you're putting a blanket over the entire gender. But you know, but I understand what you're saying. That, and it is true. There's a lot of guys that are still like that. I have friends too that are still like that. You know, and it hurts them inside that she makes more money and they feel like they're not enough man. But you have to be self-aware, and just like you said, it's a good point. They could be masculine in other things.
Right.
It doesn't always have to be money. And then that comes on with the wife or the girlfriend too. If she's okay with him being masculine in other areas and not being the bread, you know, bringing home the bread, so to speak. So yeah, I can see your way as well. Yeah.
I think it's really awesome that you are aware that men need to be aware of themselves as men and not something that challenges them. It hasn't been my experience in the years that I've been dating that like
Makes sense.
Yeah, they generally prefer if you're more like dependent on them in a way.
Well, you can be dependent on
Or
them in
submissive.
other areas too. So it's like it's all on the person.
Yeah.
Because I mean, so if like two guys are like rushing you guys in an alleyway, you're not gonna expect your girl to jump in front of you unless she knows how to fight. Then you're like, okay, baby, can you handle this? But you know, there's other areas where
You got it? All
you
right.
should be masculine, or you
You're
should
good.
be man, and other than just money. So, and I'm a big component on you should always balance your life out and your relationships. You should always do that. So if she is making a lot of money, then that's fine. You know, if she has the better job and you know you still, I don't know, work at McDonald's or whatever, then you know you could, if you're home more than she is, then start cleaning the fucking house, or you know fix the things that are broken, or you know just like I said, you know be the masculine one or be the protector. You don't have to be the provider if she's okay with that, but you can still be the protector. There's always something for the man to do to be a man, and that is the problem with both genders is we need to become more self-aware. And I see it a lot. Women want things that men have worked on for quite a while, you know, and they just want to jump in on the top. And a lot of men get really upset and they get angry about that. And I get it, but if we switch the roles around, it'd be the same thing. It would be the same thing. It's just that awareness right there would help everybody kind of have a conversation and try to, you know, equal things out, you know. So like, I get it. Women want equal rights and they should have equal rights. But we all need to understand that men and women are significantly different biologically and different mentally and different emotionally and logically. And if once we understand all of that, then we can start to help each other out. And in a relationship, that's what it should be all about, is helping each other out. We shouldn't be fighting each other over stuff like money and shit like that, because, you know, life is too fucking short. You know, tomorrow's not promised. It just isn't, you know. So why would I fight with my wife about how much money she makes? Fuck that. If she makes $100,000, shit, let's do this. You know, I'm going to fix everything, make sure I'll pay all the small bills, you pay the rent, whatever. And, you know, life should be good.
I mean, do women even go for that? Like, do they even go for someone who doesn't make that much money from them? Because I can see that being, in my opinion, I've dated a lot of girls who make more money than me. And if I couldn't financially be there compatible with them, that was an issue.
Well, I've always believed hypergamy is real.
Yeah.
They, you know, they see some, you know, because
Hypergamy is real.
it is, because it always goes to.
Reacts.
Oh yeah, hypergamy is real. It's a alpha status thing, and that's both genders. You know, it's a woman really wants a man. Okay, whether he can provide or be a protector, she does want a man because she is a woman. It's the, you know, the interchangeable.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
It's pressure, because like honestly, it's not pressure, but like we you know what I mean, we're set to be like very manly and masculine about it. If we're dating someone who's alpha, like an alpha woman, you know what I mean, like they generally do, I mean,
alpha women will not go for a beta male. They just won't. They'll wait for another alpha male.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're
I disagree with that.
You disagree?
Yeah, there's only one alpha. That's why there's an alpha.
No, there's
You can
never
have two
one
alphas.
alpha.
Like,
What are you
they're
talking about?
gonna keep.
If you go from
butting
primal,
heads.
if you go over primal, like let's say a wolf pack, there's always alpha female, alpha male, always.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing
the
the difference.
Wolves, we're humans.
There we go.
Well, we're still animals. we're still animals. We haven't been
That
out of
live in a
jungle too
social
long.
system.
You know, we do have civilization and we have social, but it's still
Damn,
the truth.
deep.
Now you're seeing alpha as a different thing. You're seeing alpha as like dominant. You can't see it as that way. Alpha is being confident. It's being confident in what you're capable of, what you can do, what you can bring to the table. If she's confident as well, and she can do everything as he can do, then you're both growing together. It's never one over the other, because if you do that, then the relationship's gonna fall. It always will. You'll have to be at an equal status.
Yeah.
You always have to.
Mhm.
Because if you're not at an equal status, something's gonna break. And it's hard to have equal status because somebody always wants the upper hand. A lot of guys want the upper hand. That's my woman. I can do with this, blah, blah, blah. And that's why you have the problems. You know, if she makes more money, he's gonna feel emasculated. He's gonna be like, fuck, you know, I'm not a man anymore.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have attitude. He's gonna always cause problems and shit like that.
They feel threatened. We feel threatened.
If he's alpha, if he's confident and he's not worried about money, and she's an alpha, she's confident, she's making fucking money, and she doesn't care that he doesn't make that much money, then they're gonna grow together. It's all about growing together. And you can't grow together if one is the alpha and the other one's not. That's why we have so many problems. That's why divorce rate is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
You know, the Bay Area is one of the hardest cities to date. You know, people just
Absolutely.
don't know.
Y'all saw my statistics I put on there. Like what? 240?
Yeah,
240
people don't know how to
for a date a
communicate.
month?
They don't,
Yeah.
and everybody's trying. You know,
It's tough,
To be the
especially
best, so it's
you
weird.
know, especially in these times right now. It's kind of different, and there's more requirements to do certain things if you're going on dates and stuff like that. Everyone, like in our generation, a lot of us want to travel, do a lot of stuff.
True.
So, in that sense, hello. No, but in that sense, honestly, like, yeah, there's so much we want to do, and there's so much financial thing that we have to support that. And I'm sure I could be wrong, ladies. Like, if you see a guy and you see a guy is not really doing much, and you feel like you have to support him, give him money, that's also not good, right?
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever, right? So now in our mind, we're like, fuck, like.
Well, hold up, real quick. So you kind of just contradict yourself. You said that the girl should be the alpha, and it's okay if it's beta, but you just said that would be a problem.
Oh, well, he's talking.
Yeah, I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys just said that would be a problem if
Well, when he was mentioning that, I just was thinking of a dynamic where like women are, it's like you said earlier, it's like a lack of balance, right? So if she's providing dates and like planning like where we're going and doing all these alpha like things, and he's not doing his part, it feels like you're getting taken advantage of. It's like back to your point. So you can like be beta, but like there's certain things like beta men can do, like to also be present in the relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it also
Um,
depends on the person too. Because what
right.
if you like to do the planning, or
Right.
you don't mind providing because you grew up in a? I think it matters the type of household that you grew up into.
That's true.
Because for me, I grew up where my mom was the provider. I didn't have my father in the picture, so I don't expect a man to provide for me. So
Makes sense.
yeah. Whereas, what if he grew up in a complete family, picture where the man was the provider, where his father was the provider? So I think it's different.
Yeah.
So he's like, he feels expected to provide for his woman.
I agree with that, but also like despite like where you come from, your like childhood upbringing, I think when you meet someone who's worthwhile and worth your time, you're gonna put in the effort regardless. Like you're gonna show up any way you can, man or woman. And I feel like women do a lot, especially initially, to like show that they're interested in someone. And
Really?
yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
And I think in general, beta or alpha or not, if you're a dude and you see a woman putting in like 80%, 90%,
Yeah.
It just gives you license to like chill, if that makes sense. Like you probably won't put in that much effort, despite like growing up in a household where like you're taught to provide or whatever. I think regardless of your gender, you will put in that energy and effort to make your intentions known. And like if I'm a dude and I work at McDonald's and I don't make that much money, I'm still gonna show up for my
Yeah. It's a thought.
I think women do that too, and get exploited often in the beginning because they put in so much.
See,
Yeah.
I think it's balanced because we're mostly the ones who we're the ones who approach. Mostly, we mostly approach. So we're the ones who have to cross the room in order to talk to the girl, and then still she may not give us the time of day, right? So we're the ones who initially start. We're supposed to anyway, and most of the time we do. We're the ones that start the whole thing. We go up to the girl, we talk to her, ask her phone number, doesn't like that. We start up the first date. And to me, that's a lot right
You're
there.
killing me.
So it's
You know,
like,
yeah.
you know,
I hear you.
if you're talking about like a relationship, like the expanded relationship, then yeah, at the beginning of the first few months, you guys do put in a lot of work.
But like,
But as far as the initial, I think the men started up.
I think, but we're in 2019, right? Things have changed. We have dating apps. Like, I think it's totally okay for women to not only go after what they want, but like be explicit about it.
Yeah.
See, I think dating apps ruins dating.
So that's one
I
of the
think it
myths.
makes
That's
it
one of
so
the-
much easier. Like,
It does.
if I'm like throwing purple emojis at you, like what I'm saying is like I think there are less boundaries than we had before, and because of that, it's
Never heard
okay.
that.
Like City Girls and Megan Thee Stallion and all these like women
Who?
are telling us that it's like.
Who are these people? What did you say?
Oh, sorry.
What'd you call me?
Let's backtrack.
Megan,
It's totally
Scary.
okay. I think nowadays women are allowed to say they want to have sex. I know we are allowed to be explicit about what we want, what we're expecting in relationships, and even
Yeah.
pursuing
I'm
men
all
that
for
we
that.
want.
I'm all for that. I
I
think
think-
you guys should approach more.
But I think that's the thing. Like, I think men see that as like a red flag.
Really?
You know, that's actually one of the myths, actually.
Yeah.
That's one of the myths we talked about. When a girl
Yeah.
approaches a man, that's actually like,
My last two girlfriends, they
Yeah.
approached me.
We don't-
Really?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
I
do this.
really enjoyed that. Yeah, I really
yeah, we
enjoyed it
actually
'cause it
prefer,
shows-
statistically, they say
Shows
51% of
initiative,
men.
See?
shows initiative.
Yeah.
That's
it
wild.
immediately shows that she
Yeah.
likes you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she, you know, I'm insecure. I'm saying most of the time they're more insecure than men are.
shit. Got
When it
real.
comes- I'm sorry, they are.
I think
You guys-
men are insecure
Yeah.
more than women.
I
I think it's all about competition for you guys. I feel like
Really? I think women are way
Right.
more
I think
competitive,
women-
man.
Don't reply to
I
a
think you guys are
dude's
way more
text.
insecure.
There's
and you
more
guys are
fights in the club
easier
with women than
to
there are
become
dudes.
Into sports
insecure.
then, if you guys aren't
I'm not into
Sport.
sports.
I mean,
Who are no? Okay.
I am. I'm-
are you
I used to play
into
football.
basic
when
as
I-
fuck.
No, not really. I'm like a nerd, so it's just
So,
like,
okay.
nah.
I feel like, okay, in your sense, yes. I don't know, man.
Killing
Because
me.
no.
Sorry.
Women are a little bit more competitive. I feel like they really go out their way to really go like, hey, yeah, like I'm gonna show him what's up. Like I'm telling you, I feel like women are way more competitive than dudes. Us dudes, we just like fuck it, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
like we're sore losers sometimes. At times we're
I'll
sore
give you
losers.
that too.
Yeah, yeah, we're sore
I'll give you that
losers
too.
for sure. But competitiveness, I think like women take it to a whole another like notch, guys.
Example, please.
I mean,
Because I can give you like 30 examples of how men are super competitive.
no, I mean
Oh,
like
yeah,
we're-
like
I know,
egotistical.
I-
egotistical.
I
I mean,
would, I would
I
agree with
think-
that. There are men who are super competitive, very, because I mean, we created sports, so we're super competitive. We like war, we like all that shit.
So
There's,
ego.
but I think women go for the fucking bit, the pit. They go.
Then,
They
yeah,
dig
well,
deep.
women are emotional,
Like,
so
yeah,
it's
they
gonna
go
be,
it's like boom.
and
like,
emotions are chaos, so they're gonna
sportsmanship
go.
in sports. We shake each
towards
other's
that,
hands
but
after.
I still think
You know what I
that
mean? Gentleman's sport, like with like okay, you know what I mean? It's a gentleman's loss. We lost. Okay, we were competitive at first, but then we're like, okay, it cools off. You mean like we're cool?
So you mean to tell me
Women are like, man, I just put
like I
examples.
said, the emotional filter. Everything goes to the emotional filter
Yeah.
first. How I feel about this.
Yeah.
And then we all know that emotions are very hard to control.
yeah, because
So it's like, you know, if you go off your emotion right off the bat, that's why. Okay, so when I would get in fights with girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
The first thing they would say would be all emotion, and it'd be raw, it'd be hurtful, painful, and then 30 minutes to an hour, logic will start seeping in, and then that's why they come back around. They apologize for the craziest, most hurtful,
Yeah.
meanest things they ever said. Like they go straight for the heart.
they
when
go
get in
straight for the
fight.
heart,
Straight for
sure.
the heart. Guys don't do that. We're a little bit more logical.
Yeah.
We try to figure out the situation or problems, and we might get angry after a while. It has to rise up, you know. But I want to go back to insecurities real quick.
sure.
When it comes to insecurities,
Insecurities. This is
psychologically, women can create insecurities a lot easier. Like a girl can say something about me, and yeah, it'll hurt for a day, two, maybe a week. But if I said something about a girl's physical or her mental, that could scar her for years, and that could become an insecurity. To me, that is a sign of weakness when it comes to your daily life and your, you know. Oh, yeah, I think
Trying to
something happened.
you good?
Oh crap! Dang it!
You good?
Yeah, but,
What do you use it anyway?
I connected. I made my phone a hotspot, and I just turned off my phone, so it's like.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that's what I did.
Oh.
They're
right.
probably
No,
mad
let's
at you
keep
now.
going.
Okay,
That's fine.
Okay. Shoot.
But yeah, I still believe women are more
Can you
insecure
charge it?
when it comes to men, but it's just a different type of insecurity.
You need to try it.
It's more of a personal insecurity. Like, don't get me wrong, they're both personal insecurities, but it's more physical. It's more from her childhood. You know, things they carry for a very, very long time that sometimes they just can't put it down. They can't let it go. Men are very like, you know, just straight up. It's like something physical. When you look in the mirror, we look, you're just like, ah, shit, you know, I got this problem. Fuck it. Can't do anything about it. Let it go and just move on.
But that's because you are not a woman, and so you're not judged based off of your physical. You're based off of how well you can provide. You're based off of how, like, what your job is, what you're like. Because women have more physical insecurities, because literally that's what we're judged on 24/7.
Yeah, hence you guys have more insecurities.
Yeah, but like, swipe left on a dude because he's not 5'11" and he's just like freaking out. Like, it ties back to like not being able to be man enough in women's eyes.
Well, see,
and I feel like
when it comes to online dating, you guys have okay, so I've seen this before. Like, a girl see a picture and she'll already in her mind, without knowing the dude, will have a story about who he is.
I've done
And
that,
I think
yeah.
that right there destroys the dating, because if you walk up to a girl face to face, she doesn't have all that time to be like, I think he's a player, or he does this, or he's doing this. All she has is who he is and what he says. And it's a lot more simpler, and it's a little bit more, you get a more connection than online. You don't have an online connection because you don't know that person. You just have a picture. And we all know people lie in pictures. You know, you can put a filter on, it couldn't be your car.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
dudes do that all the time. I know
You're
guys that sit in front of a dude's car and it's not even his fucking car.
Right.
But the
right.
girls won't know that shit, right? Or a girl, she'll use Photoshop or a filter, and
Yeah.
you know, she got all kinds of shit going on in her face, but you can't see that shit. So it's like, it's better face to face because you can get a connection a lot faster, and neither party can build up this story about this girl. Now, the difference, guys will see a girl and be like, oh, she's so fine, man. One day we're gonna be walking on the beach. One day we're gonna have a house and this and that. And they get all caught up in this, and then they meet the girl and she's nothing that they thought she was gonna be. So it's just, to me, online dating and all that stuff is just, it's too much of a hassle. It eliminates I mean, yeah, we're all on our phones nowadays, but it's the more we do that, the less and less connection we get, and the less connection we get, the less dating we start to do. And then people are just gonna start to they get desperate, and then they're just gonna date anybody, and then that's when you get, you know, women beaters and, you know, misogynists and shit like that, because those type of guys are used to walking up to girls 7 a night, 10 a night, and they're looked at, when women see that, they're like, I hear girls all the time, well, if a guy comes up to me and he just starts talking to me, that shows his confidence. No, guys know this. That just shows that he knows how to talk to 12 different girls, and he knows that one of those girls is gonna give him his number. So he's easy at that. And then once you get in there, he's just going to destroy your fucking life. You know, confident men, they're a little bit more set back. They like things a little bit more structured. Yeah. So they'll make sure that they at least have a 50% chance that this girl's going to say yes. They don't want to waste their time. They don't want to waste her time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's fact that it's not a myth that it's dating apps ruin dating. That's a fact, right? It's not a myth, right? Because, you know, I mean,
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not
because
like,
it doesn't ruin dating, right?
Well, I don't think it does. I think it becomes an issue because dating apps allow us to feel like we have way more options versus like, if I just meet a guy and we just like met, that's different versus like, I know I have like 100 dudes in my DMs right now. So it affects, and guys too, like it effectively changes how you date because you feel like there's so much so many options out there. So you're really feeling like you don't need to put in as much effort, right? So I can see how like that could be a negative, but I also think it's a positive because it gets rid of all these like limitations too. I think it allows us to, I don't know, I feel really confident more in dating apps, like talking to guys or approaching them first than I would like in person. Because like there is that barrier, right? And if they reject you, it's not like a big deal. Like it's like whatever.
Well,
like,
I hate to break it to you, but you're giving the guy a lot of time to say the right things and to do the right things. That's what I'm saying. And you never want to start a relationship with lies and deceit. And that's what it usually is.
But that could happen in person and online. Like people are
good
like terrible.
But that's the thing is women are really great at intuition. It's a natural thing you guys have. So you guys kind of pick up on douchebags and bullshit. And I think you kind of lost that because you guys are so social media now. you're so into these dating apps, and you're kind of losing that, and you don't want to lose that. You guys will know if you talk to a dude in 30 minutes and know he's full of shit. A lot of women just don't believe in that shit anymore. So they go online, they have 100 in there, and I can choose whatever I want. I don't have to put in the effort that much anymore, and it's gonna dull your senses. And you're gonna realize one day you're just gonna wake up and be like, fuck, who is this dude? Who is he really? Do I really like him, or was I just lonely? And that's what it really is people are just getting more and more lonely because they're not out there actually truly connecting.
I agree with you to an extent, but like
Uh-oh.
I think the purpose of dating in the first place is like to gain like data collection. Like you're supposed to learn as much as you can about someone.
True.
And I think dating apps and social media in general like allow you to get that much information a lot faster.
Yeah.
You be honest, if you started dating a girl and you had like an amazing connection, but then you went onto her Instagram and she had like all these thirst pics and she had like 1 million followers and she's like dudes always constantly DMing her, and like that would be some information that would then play into your relationship, right? And I think that's a good thing. I think you want to learn as much as you can about someone before you get too invested. And the reason why social media can get so complicated is because we can't hide as much as we used to be able to.
I think we hide more.
I mean, I know guys who are married and have like
Tinders,
and it's like a lot. Like
I feel like
you are.
I'm sorry. I feel like social media does reveal a certain of you. As it reveals you.
Yeah.
It reveals a certain part of you, because if you're like back in the day, if there was no social media, you can go like 25 miles, you can be a different person. No one even know. Like no one even no one even know. Like you'd be like, oh, I just divorced my wife, whatever. Leave. You go to another city, like it's a new life. Like no one's gonna know.
But it hasn't changed. I mean, people talk about it now. Insta models and how they're fake. They've already put them out there. Like, see them doing all these weird poses. Just like doing an upside down, take a picture of his girl, the angles, all that shit. It's still lies.
Yeah.
And I think it's more lies because you're in control of what's going out there.
Yeah.
Like how many times have you heard a girl take 1,000 pictures and choose fucking one? You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, why don't you just put the first one out there? If you want to be honest, but they don't want to be honest. You know? So I think it stumps everything.
Yeah.
It stops it. I would rather have it natural, because like people are so skittish now to approach people. Yeah. They just like, a girl damn near has to like come up to you and tongue you down for a guy to be like, oh, I think she likes me now.
It's true.
Everybody's scared now. Everybody's scared. So they're just hurry up, go to their phone. Like I see girls now, like they'll smile at me, look to the ground, right? The moment I start to approach, hurry up and get their phone. Like they gotta be doing something. Oh, hey. And it's like, I saw you. Like, you're not tricking anybody.
How many y'all ladies do that?
So it's I mean, but teach us something. So, but I still think it's better for an actual face-to-face connection.
Yeah.
No, I agree. That's true.
Well, you actually agree with them this time, huh?
I mean, like you can text all day and like be great in text, but like you meet them in person.
They're just like,
maybe they're different. Maybe they're more comfortable.
They're like across the table, just texting you. Like
exactly. That's exactly.
I don't do conversations in text just because you can't really get the right vernacular. And
I suck at texting, bro.
And you can't be sarcastic. You always come off like an asshole if you try to be sarcastic. It's like fuck. Unless it's like a voice message, but I don't do conversations in text. It's either a little small message or let's meet here or just give me a call or whatever. Because I'm still the type I'm gonna call you first. I'm not gonna text you the first time we talk. I'm gonna definitely call you so we can talk on the phone. I want to hear your voice, make you laugh. Talk an hour or two. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh my god. Oh, it's so much, and then some people's phones all jumbles up and shit. And it's like, I'm trying to read what you're saying. It's like, fuck, man.
I have friends who hate talking on the phone.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
Talking on the phone.
They prefer texting. Especially me. Like if I'll be honest here. Like if I'm in a fight with someone, I prefer to have it in text message. So
really?
You can, like understand. Because like sometimes when you're getting in like a fight with a boyfriend or something, they will yell over you and like not try to like hear you.
Especially on the phone.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to force you to understand what I'm saying in black and white. I have receipts so I can refer back. So like, I don't know. I understand where you're coming from. I think.
In relationships, I'm different. I never, ever fight over a text. Top.
That's
I don't
good.
want to talk over text because like I said, it always gets lost in trends. Like boyfriend
Yeah.
is just never gonna let you speak, and I hear that all the time from
Yeah.
female friends. Like, you never lets me speak. Every time I try to say something, he just gets mad or he just walk out, and it's just like, well,
Yeah, and
you know, so
sometimes
they're
it's hard
forced to
like-
do text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
It's
I
hard to
understand
tell their
that you're
emotions
forced to
over
do text.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I also feel like I'm more logical where I can like type things out and like, does this make sense? Da, da, da. But in any case, like being able to communicate effectively, I think is just like something we're terrible at as a generation.
That's true.
Especially when it comes to dating. Because like when you first meet someone initially, you don't know what someone's intentions are,
No.
right? I've been told like the best way to communicate when you're dating someone is to just be very straightforward and say what you want. Like, I'm looking for sex, or I'm looking for a wife, whatever, whatever.
Always be honest. Yeah.
In the very beginning, but for some reason, in our generation, like things just go left.
Oh, I'm looking, for something serious, like in the very.
Now, I've seen it a lot too in this generation, and they may not talk to her, but they'll like her for a very long time. They'll never say anything, or if they do something, she says she doesn't like them, they'll still like her. It's like they can't let go of that girl. And then on the flip side, that the girls do the same thing. And then I don't know what I'm saying. It's just like if we could find a way to do both, like Tinder and face to
Authentic.
face,
Traditional.
yeah, because it would help out. It would help the whole generation out, basically.
Yeah.
Because all we have now is we have so many people who are single who want to be in a relationship, and they're
Yeah,
just scared to be in a
because we've
relationship.
been hurt,
Yeah.
and there's just hurt people out there
That's
hurting
true.
more
That's
people.
That's true. I hear a lot of people say they
Yeah.
don't know how to say no. So they'll give the
Yeah.
guy the phone number and they'll just give him the slip or just keep calling and calling. And I
Yeah.
keep telling female friends,
Ghosting too.
guys will be okay with it. If they say no, they'll be okay.
Ah.
Too. It's like, okay, that way, bro. You're not the only one. So it's like I understand. I get
Yeah.
it. There's some jacked up, fucked up dudes out there. I truly understand that shit. But again, like I said, I believe in the power of intuition in women. And I think the only reason it's not working is because they started relying too much on social media and dating apps.
I disagree. I feel like sorry. I think intuition's accurate, but I also think like men start off kind of deceptive too in the beginning.
It depends on the guy, but yeah, there's some deception there.
Like you can feel like this guy isn't serious, but he'll be telling you everything you want to hear
The
until
fuckboy
like
generation.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
They are ruining everything for the real men.
So
Yeah.
would you consider yourself a real? I'm getting like you're very traditional. You've used words like alpha and beta. Would you say you're more traditional minded when it comes to dating?
Yes.
So then, as a traditional minded person, you said earlier, when my partner doesn't make more money than me, it doesn't intimidate me as a man.
It doesn't.
So why is that? Is that because like you like have
Well,
isn't that
to me-
contradicting your traditional values?
Not at all. To me, I think it's very important in a relationship for both people to always state their dreams, everything, and they'll just add on to whatever the other person is, and usually the strongest personality. I always thought is better, and I always tell girlfriends at the beginning, like, continue doing what you want to do because I'm my dream. Now, if I stopped and was like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna be lazy, smoke weed, whatever, then that'll become a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that it's better for you both to, have your own targets, have your own friends. You can have mutual friends, have your own hobbies, have your own days off from each other. I think smothering each other will end a relationship with that person and then grow with each other. Always have each other's back. I don't see that a lot either.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's true.
yeah, it's because one person wants the overhand. One person wants to control the
It's a
other
power
person.
struggle.
It is, and it's retarded. It doesn't make any sense because you're not going to get anywhere with this power struggle. It's going to continue to be power struggle. So it's like I want my girlfriend, my wife, whatever, I want her to be as strong as me. I want her to have my back because I'm going to have her back. Pick up my slack so I can pick up your slack.
Yeah.
You come home in a bad mood, fuck it, let's talk about it. In your sense, you can be the emotional part. I'll be there in logical sense. I'll come the next day or one day and I'll have a bad day. You can be there, be my emotion, and then so on and so forth, and keep moving forward. That's the best way to do it because if one person is trying to control the other, he or she is gonna be so far ahead, the other person's gonna be way back here. And what happens is you can never drag that person forward. They're just gonna drag you down, and that's the issue that we're dealing with now. That's why so many people are just And a lot of people just stick in the relationship. They're just like, he's gonna change. And I can tell you right now, as being a man, having man friends, all that shit, men do not change for anybody but themselves. The only time they will ever change for a girl is if she gives them the ultimate ultimatum. I'm gonna leave your ass unless you do this. And it has to be a change that they see that's bothering the whole relationship. You have to do it some way to make them see that it's a problem. Then they'll be like, huh, okay, well, yeah, she's probably right. Fuck, let me think about that. And she gonna leave my ass. So maybe I should work on that shit. That's the only time they'll ever.
To me is like, I know a lot of women in the beginning feel like they can change a man. Like a guy can say like straight up, like, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to do anything else. And we feel like I can be the one to transform him. I can be the one to change him.
Yeah.
I just have to.
They want to
behave
be the one.
Well, it's a
They
game
wanted to
tactic
win,
too.
yeah.
No,
Some questions?
no, go ahead.
People on there?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. The end.
She was good.
I'm good.
She's done. You jump back into it.
Can I break after this next? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Oh, we can take a break right now.
okay, we take a break. Yeah.
Is that okay?
I mean, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah,
Or just,
No, I feel bad.
just run to use the restroom. It's all
Yeah,
good.
we're
yeah. Just go,
Yeah.
just go. Yeah, you go. We still keep going. Just
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
We won't get any
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Better not.
They're fine.
And then we'll jump
Do you
into
not
that.
have to do the break right now?
Okay, so I
Yeah.
mean, the whole our myths, and it's good to hear you guys' points of it because I've been like watching.
Yeah, this is really great.
I was like, this is actually. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have to say anything.
I know.
Like,
That's
what? I've been quiet this whole time, guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I've been super quiet this whole time. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely good to see that perspective on different people instead of people hearing our voices,
Oh.
Kylie and I's.
Yeah.
But I heard some people say, my friend Jonas said this real quick. People don't face. Okay, it's only to find people. He said, "You speak the truth." He said, "Do speak the truth." He said, "Fuck yeah, men don't change for nobody unless it's a real special girl." That's true. I'm not sure if you got any comments on yours, but I really have not much to say. I've just been, listening to all you guys, and it's been really like good to hear different perspectives on it. I like to hear some disagreements. I heard you guys like agree now. Like at the beginning, she was like, oh, "I already know what's gonna happen." Like so, she kind of like, "Okay, all right,"
Yeah.
So she was like waiting to like just jump on them, like, yeah, whatever. So, but it's good to have. I'm not sure the other myths. I mean, those are like the
Yeah, I
basic
think
standard, like love at first sight.
Really?
Based on what we.
No, I agree.
Of course, just going up. I'm winging it, so I'm gonna cut it short because I know.
It's horny at first sight. I mean,
Lust at
Yeah,
first
there you go.
sight.
Yeah,
that's a
love-
better word.
Yeah, lust's definitely a big one, but yeah, I mean, definitely appreciate you guys for coming on. You guys are amazing
Very
for
welcome.
jumping on a Friday night. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for tuning in. If you guys are on YouTube, sorry that yours ended on your phone or
Yeah, look at all
Computer.
those people too.
yeah, a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
but you have any chance? Oh
And
wow,
It's going to be Relate Friday. Again, you can find Unfriendly Black Hottie on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I will put the link on there for you guys.
Yeah.
Just support. I like to see other content too as well. And yeah, I'll post it on our website, whitedaypodcast.com, and also on our IG, Instagram. And yeah, so it's
Opinionated.
yeah, and I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, we got to do it like this. We got to have Alpha Monk on there. So this is gonna be. We're gonna jump into season 4 at some point. Halloween.
I got a real quick question.
Yeah.
Why is it that women like to
Uh-oh.
date easy? I've noticed that women date more, or they want to date more in the summer than the winter time. Is that
Oh.
because to get up to like Christmas and the family stuff to like bond more? Like I see it as a positive thing. I like it actually than trying to date in the winter at time than they are in the winter. I thought it was like a fear thing because it gets darker faster, but I was like, maybe that's it.
I think
But
biologically speaking, like you want to be what's like during the cold months, you kind of like come in. Natural depression like peaks in the cold months. And so when
Holiday
you have
time.
when you have someone there to support you, to like be there for you during those lonely months.
introduce the
It's cold.
family.
Yeah,
I
like,
got you.
it
I
just
got
feels-
you. Makes sense.
Yeah, ooh, that too. So like open-minded. Just like
Thank
You should do a
Appreciate
podcast.
that.
I'd listen to you.
That's
And he's
Yeah.
pursuing screenwriting.
Please have
Yeah.
him more.
So I appreciate him coming on. But it's just hard to get this guy to come out, man.
yeah.
She's busy
When-
guy, man.
when he was talking, I was looking at my feed and people were like reacting all crazy, like, so I was like,
I wanted to see yours.
I know.
I wanted to see what yours said because that would have been interesting.
Yeah, I
but,
have a lot of female. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the people who listen to me are like 20 to like 35.
Nice.
They're single or they're single moms or like they're
Dang.
looking to date. They're like hardcore feminists. So it's like, I'm sure they have a lot of opinions.
Oh, damn. I wish you'd
Like,
get into them.
I'm sorry that it like died.
Yeah.
But this was great.
This is
I really
good.
appreciate
No,
your time.
we'll definitely
That
have you.
entice them though. That'll entice them more. Like, damn, it went up. I gotta.
Yeah,
I gotta hear it next time.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was
Well
hard.
done.
I was like, all right, I'll talk more, but it was good. It was good. It's good for me to just like sit back and not say anything because everyone says I talk too much.